with extroverted feeling as their secondary cognitive function, driving them to constantly absorb the feelings of those around them. It's no surprise that the INFJ personality type exhausts themselves quicker than the average person. However, this cognitive function isn't the only thing to blame. In fact, most INFJs experience a sense of depletion that goes far beyond needing to simply recharge their batteries. So, what exactly lies behind it all? Welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. Boundary issues. The INFJ personality type is known for two main qualities: their fascinating minds and their ability to know how others are feeling. Of course, every personality type has their own unique characteristics that come with both their positive and negative effects. But for the INFJ, how they manage their unique ability to feel the things of others is a major contributing factor to their overall livelihood. In fact, it's these empathetic traits that cause such unpredictable energy levels, but only when the INFJ has yet to learn how to navigate their abilities in a self-caring manner. Sounds easy enough. Well, setting boundaries around their caring nature is one of the most difficult things an INFJ is tasked with in life. It takes serious self-discipline and fear overcoming in order to properly separate their own feelings from those they absorb. Without this necessary boundary setting, the INFJ will become increasingly more exhausted as life goes on, feeling continuously burdened by those around them. Number 2. Sensitivity to stimulants. While consumable stimulants of all kinds may affect the sensitive INFJ in similar ways, there's one in particular that more than half of the population is addicted to. A good old cup of bean water. Coffee, that is. For the coffee drinkers and caffeine consumers, you'll know firsthand just how addictive your innocent comfort drink really is. For the INFJ, who is already known to be more sensitive to both consumable and environmental stimulants, caffeine has a major impact on their sleep schedules, especially when enjoyed too late in the day. Some people can enjoy an evening cup of joe or a dark chocolate after dinner treat with no effect. For the INFJ, however, a minimal intake of caffeine or even too much sugar can cause them to toss and turn for hours before finally getting some quality sleep. In fact, for some INFJs, caffeine can act as a major stress and anxiety inducer, affecting them to such a degree that they try their best to stay away from it entirely. On top of it all, caffeine directly affects the adrenals, a major player in energy levels, especially for those who are more prone to stress. Number 3. They're prone to dissatisfaction. For the INFJ personality type, finding and keeping satisfaction in life is often one of their biggest challenges. With such high expectations, they're usually caught stuck between trying to live in the moment while also endlessly calculating how they could make things better. They have a constant sense that they're not doing enough or that they haven't achieved as much as they expected to in their current moment of life. Not only is this never-ending dissatisfaction exhausting in itself, but it also makes it extremely difficult for them to recharge as they're supposed to, when they're supposed to. For example, instead of sitting back, tuning out their thoughts and watching a show, their mind takes their time of relaxation as the perfect opportunity to, well, think. Something is always running in the background. Instead of focusing on the storyline, their mind is busy thinking of all the ways they could be using this time more efficiently. Instead of enjoying the moment, they're feeling guilty for not using these precious hours to clean the kitchen, make lunch for tomorrow, mow the lawn, or schedule the dentist appointment they've been putting off. Sometimes, their mind wins, and they figure they're better off doing something productive. Other times, they try to relax while their inner critic bullies them for being lazy. Number 4. They fall into a vicious hermit mode cycle. INFJs know they have to rest and recharge in order to feel properly grounded in their daily lives. Yet, there's a thin line between necessary time in solitude and overindulging in this resting phase. For the INFJ, there's no place more comfortable than their own space with no one but themselves, and sometimes they overdo their isolated stay due to this sense of contentment. So, what could go wrong? Well, have you ever slept in only to realize that you're actually more tired when you wake up than you would have been? There's something about getting up and creating the momentum of productivity that shakes you out of feeling lethargic. In the case of the introverted personality type, the necessary recharge time quickly turns into a sense of fatigue that's beyond their control. The INFJ's comfort zone is their worst enemy in this case, often causing them to miss out on experiences and certain opportunities for growth. They convince themselves that they're simply in a longer than normal recharge phase, when really, all they need to do is break out of it in order to find their new rhythm. Number 5. Their memory bank can become overloaded. With the constant absorption of new information through the external environments, the INFJ tends to have an astounding working memory. This means they can't help but to retain numerous facts and details, not only for their immediate use, but also to analyze later through their introverted thinking function. While this allows them the accuracy when it comes to attention to detail, it also gives them the ability to retain a bigger picture viewpoint. However, when they experience an influx of incoming information without the breaks needed to process it all, they can end up suffering from a form of internal overstimulation. When there's too much coming in and not enough being organized within the facets of their imaginative minds, they can fall into the trap of holding on to endless half-thought-out perspectives, ultimately leading them to feeling exhausted with no conclusion. This becomes even more challenging when it's associated with navigating meeting new people or entering new environments. Number 6. They often struggle with high stress levels. The INFJ type is often described as being one of the only personalities who is almost always cool as a cucumber. They rarely lash out, overreact or argue, and they try their best to not burden others with their own worries. What people don't explain, however, is that just because they're calm on the outside doesn't mean there isn't a host of stress going on within. Most INFJs themselves would even claim that stress doesn't affect them as much as the average person, when really they just don't know how to recognize it. To avoid worrying those around them, they tend to bury their worries, fears, and anxieties deep down, so deep that they themselves become numb to outer stress. Sometimes they do such a good job that it doesn't pop back up to be dealt with for years, but it will always make its way back around eventually. In fact, not only does this curried stress show itself through exhaustion in later years, but it can also cause the INFJ to develop unexplainable conditions and diseases. And lastly, number 7. Some INFJs struggle with getting high-quality sleep. If it's not clear by now, the INFJ mind is a wild and rampant place. There's no beginning and no end to their vast ideas, concerns, and calculations that happen even while they sleep. Of course, this continuous whirlwind of brain activity gives way to some of their most incredible qualities and characteristics. On the other hand, however, it can be awfully distracting, especially when it comes down to sleep time. For most INFJs, once they lay their head to rest at night, they become overwhelmed with this distracting brain activity. Similar to the challenges they face when trying to relax and recharge, The INFJ brain takes the opportunity of peace and quiet to filter through all the stored thought processes that didn't get a chance to sort themselves out during their day-to-day activities. Their mind becomes flooded with all the things they didn't get done the day before, all the things they need to get done in the days to come, and everything in between. Not only that, but INFJs often earn themselves the reputation of the night owl due to their preference for getting things done at night. Late night grocery trips are far superior to the busy midday. Catching up on homework in the late hours comes with a certain sense of calm. And for the busy INFJ parents, getting the kitchen cleaned once everyone is in bed is sometimes the only option. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, as an INFJ, do you deal with fatigue that may be considered more than normal? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.